Harry and Mudge, the first book. Harry and Mudge. Harry had no brother and no sister. I want a brother, he told his parents. Sorry, they said. Henry had no friends on his street. I want to live on a different street, he told his parents. Sorry, they said. Henry had no pet at home. I want to have a dog, he told his parents. Sorry, they almost said. But first they look at their house with no brother and sister. Then they look at their street with no children. Then they look at Henry's face. Then they look at each other. Okay, they said, I want to hug you, Henry told his parents, and he did. Henry searched for a dog, not just any dog, said Henry. Not a short one, he said. Not a curly one, he said. And no pointy ear. Then he found Mudge. Mudge had floppy ear, not pointed, and Mudge had straight fur, not curly. But Mudge was short because he's a puppy, Henry said. Hair grow. And did he ever? He grew out of his puppy cage. He grew out of his dog cage. He grew out of 7 colors in a row. And when his family stopped growing, he weighed on 130 pounds. He stood 3 feet tall, and he drew. I'm glad you're not sure, Henry said, and much like him then sat on him. Henry used to work to school alone. When he worked, he used to worry about tornadoes, ghosts, fighting dogs, and bullies. He worked as fast as he could. He looked standing ahead. He never looked back, but now he worked to school with Mudge. And now when he walked, he thought about vanilla ice cream, rain, rocks, and good dream. He walked to school, but not too fast. He walked to school and sometimes backward. He walked to school and paid Mudge big head happy. Mudge loved Henry's room. He loved to dirty socks. He loved the stuffed bear. He loved the fish tank. But mostly he loved Henry's bed. Because in Henry's bed was Henry. Mudge loved to climb in with Henry. Then he loved to smell him. He smelled his lemon hair. He smelled his milky mouth. He smelled his soapy ear. He smelled his chocolate finger. Then he put his head by Henry's head. He looked at the fish tank. He looked at the bear. He looked at Henry. He licked him and he fell asleep. One day Mudge took over without Henry. Then the sun was shining. The birds were flying. The glass smelled sweet. Mudge couldn't wait for Henry, so he left. He went down on road, sniffing the bushes, then down another road, kicking up dust. He went through a field, across a stream, into some pine trees, and when he came out on the outside, he was lost. He could smell Henry. He couldn't smell his porch. He couldn't smell the street he lived on. Mudge looked all around and didn't see anything on anyone. He knew he was a little alone without Henry. Then he lay down alone without Henry. He missed Henry's bed. Henry thought Mudge would be with him always. He thought Mudge made everything safe. He thought Mudge would never go away. And when Mudge did go away, when Henry called and called, but Mudge didn't come. Henry was hurt, and he cried for hours. But when he finished crying, Henry said, Mudge loved me. She wouldn't leave. He must be lost. So Henry worked, and he called and called, and he looked and looked. For it took much. He worked down one road, then down another road. The sun shone. Was Henry ran through the field, calling and calling. The bird filled face as he stood beside the stream, calling and calling, and the tear fell again as he looked at the empty pine trees for his lost dog. Mudge he called one last time, and Mudge woke from his only sleep, then came running. Henry and Mudge. Every day when Henry woke up, he saw Mudge's big head, and every day when Mudge woke up, he saw Henny's small face. They ate breakfast at the same time. They ate supper at the same time. And when Henny was at school, Mudge just lay around and waited. Mudge never went for a walk without Henny again. And Henny never worried that Mudge would leave. Because sometime in their dream, they saw a long silent road, big white field, deep stream, and pine trees. In those dreams, Mudge was alone, and Henny was alone. So when Mudge woke up and knew Henny was with him, he remembered the dream and stayed closer. And when Henny woke up and knew Mudge was with him, he remembered the dream and the looking and the calling and the fear. And he knew he would never lose Mudge again.